the reason I love the data is a couple of things. Firstly, it allows you to make the right decisions versus guessing, okay? If you guys are all going 100K in the hole over the next 30 days, who here wants to guess if it will work or not? No one, okay? But if you've got crazy amounts of data and months of repeated data to back it up, would you be more confident about going 100K in the hole? Yes, right? So without it, you can't even do what? You can't even go in the red, right? And if you can't go in the red because you don't have the data, what does that mean for your business based on what I just taught? You're going to struggle. Can't scale it, right? So it's not really a case of I should start tracking my data better. It's not really a case of does my data matter. It's not really a case of should I track my LTV. It's more of a case of if I can't track it, I can't run my business. You see the difference? So the data is super key to running the business. Why? Because there's been a shift in the last few years of how online businesses have to be ran. 7 years ago, when I was spending $5,000 a day on Facebook and making 10 grand a day back, did I care as much about what I made over the next 30 days? I didn't even know. Would any of you care if you put 5K in a day and got 10K back? You wouldn't, right? I should have, and I would have made another 10K back if I had knew all that back then, but that's life, okay? But I didn't care as much, right? Most of you would agree. If you were giving Facebook $5,000 a day, and then in your Stripe account you got $10,000 back, you'd probably be okay not knowing what else happened after that, right? Not ideal, but you'd be okay. Now, you give Facebook $5,000 a day, and you get $1,500 back. Now who wants to know what happens? All of us. Okay? That's the difference in why the data has become more and more important. Okay? So the LTV helps you acquire the actual data you need to make the right decisions in your marketing. Okay? And most people don't realize it yet, and they don't have their data, and they hire people like me to try and help them figure it out. Okay? But everyone in the industry is struggling right now with Facebook. That is a fact, okay? And over the next few years, as they realize that, they're going to realize they need to go in the red, or they need to build a better back end. And then what comes next? They need to track that, okay? So you guys are going to be ahead of the curve if you actually adopt this today, okay? Only some of the best marketers right now are doing it, okay? Not all of your competitors. Unless you're me in my space going against other massive marketers, then sure, other people are still already doing it. If you're selling cookies or lip balm, they're not doing it yet. You can get ahead. Most fitness professionals aren't doing it yet. They're building high-ticket offers, but they're not scaling in the red $10,000 a day and creating a back-end ecosystem like that, okay? So you guys can get ahead if you do it right now, and you do it the right way, okay? And this LTV analysis will let you know how much you make in today, in 7 days, 14 days, 30 days, and 60 days, right? So if I know at day 30 I make $800 a sale or $500 a sale, would I be okay with this? Paying $250 if I know I make $500 on average, right? The only risk is if all of a sudden it stops, okay? But if you're too scared of that, that's just like saying I'm not going to run a business because one day people might not like my product. That's life. You can't escape that, sadly. It's like saying I'm not getting married because one day she might not love me. That's life, okay? So really when you get everything dialed in, apart from like global economic changes or something crazy happening, it's generally going to be okay. And just like if your spouse and you fall out and you have to work through it to save your marriage, if your product stops converting, you have to work through it to save your business, and you have to adapt and adjust. And that's life, okay? So like I said, if you knew your LTV after 14 days was 200 and you were selling a $27 product, how much would you pay? $27 or $200? Or somewhere in the middle maybe, right? What if at day 30 it was now $400? How much would you pay? You see how it gives you a much greater, broader range to actually scale your ads. And it's not just about scaling ads. Maybe some of you in here do affiliate offers and you're going to pay affiliates out. Maybe some of you do social media shout-outs with big influencers with 10 million followers. And the influencers are getting bigger and bigger, and now they want to charge you more. Hey, guess what? Doesn't that sound a lot like Facebook? It's getting bigger and bigger, and now it wants to charge you more. Okay? The affiliate is doing better and better and better, and now he has more affiliates to promote. So what's he asking for? He wants more money to email your stuff. Doesn't that sound like Facebook? Doesn't that sound like influencers? You see the pattern here? Costs are always going to go up. The only way you can survive is building the back end and the product selection and the ascension model to support it. Okay? And most people don't. They don't adapt. They find the sweet spot, make money, and stay there. And then what happens? They go out of business and they hire me and say, Rudy, I don't know what happened. 2 years ago, I was making great money. All the time. Hire my agency all the time. We show them what the CPMs back then were $12. They're $44 now. Nearly 4x the difference. What did you do on the back end? Or what did you change? No, Rudy, I just want you to run the same funnel that worked 2 years ago, okay? I'm like, okay. So this is a good graphical example. This is real life data, okay? So day one is here. Day one is what? AOV, average order value, right? So my average order value is somewhere between about $30 and about $80. You see that? And then this is real data, okay? Real life example of how it changes. So let's look at 7 days. You see how for some of my products or some of the funnels, I've already doubled my money. And then if we go to day 30, most of them, the orange, the blue, the green, already doubled my money. Okay? But you see a problem with the red and the purple? The red never really changes. So I either get rid of that product, I have to make sure the CPA is super low and I'm break even or profitable on day one, or I change the back end. Okay? You see the problem with the purple? It takes a long time to grow. So I've got to decide, is it worth going in the hole for 57 days versus the other products I go in the hole for 30 days. So if I was just going to do the purple offer, remember that $100,000 in the red for 30 days? Well, if it takes double the time to come back, now I'm going $200,000 in the hole for 60 days. It's not as good. I wouldn't want to do that. I could, but why would I risk it when other products within 30 days are already profitable? So it lets you make the right business decisions, okay? And what I think is important to understand is this isn't just internet marketing. I'm on stage today. Most of you are in the internet marketing world, okay? I'm not just an internet marketer teaching you this. Billion-dollar brands have been doing it for a very long time. Amazon, Jeff Bezos is not at TNC teaching this, okay? He's on his yacht. He's been doing this for a very long time. Cruise ships. Who's ever been on a cruise? About half of us, right? You remember seeing how cheap it is when you go to book it? $470, 7-night cruise. Who here wants to go on that? Okay, now if it said $2,500, how many of you would still click it and book? Less of you, right? Less of you. Or you would decide, you would maybe think about it a little longer. Big difference in the hands that went up, okay? Well, this is how they break it down. The front end, the back end. You see how it's not just an internet marketer teaching this? Front end, back end. They didn't tell you here, who's ever done a $470 cruise on an inside cabin where there's no light and you slide along your bed and then you fall into it? Okay, I made the mistake one time. I didn't realize what an inside room meant, okay, when I was younger. Okay? So generally, if you go on a cruise, you at least need a window or a balcony. Okay, it costs a little more. You might want to select your floor location because you want to be near the buffet, right? Or someone gets seasick. You've got to have Wi-Fi, especially all of us in this room. You're not going if there's no Wi-Fi. A lot of people get the drink packages. Yes, they go on cruises to drink. After a few days, the buffet gets a little boring, so they go to a couple of the nice restaurants you pay for. And then have you ever noticed on most cruise ships, they park in the part of the island where all the pirates are, not in the nice resort? So you have to do what? An excursion, okay? Because there's nothing to do except buy more stuff at the shops. So generally you do excursions most days, okay? And then of course, you need the photos, right, where you've got the ring and you're with the captain as you get on the cruise. Then the day at sea, there's not much to do, you're bored, so you start shopping. Okay, they've got all the jewelry, the watches, and while you're on there on the last day, they announce on the system, hey, right now, if you book your next cruise, we know you loved it so much, you're in the mid-peak of the holiday, vacation, having a great time, we'll give you 25% off, or we'll upgrade your room for free. So a lot of them go and book their next cruise. And now, how much did that $473 cruise cost? A lot more, okay? Front and back end. So just imagine if you guys could turn a $50 buyer into a $500 buyer. Or maybe over $1,500 over a lifetime, okay? That's done through the lifetime value. And it's the profitable way to scale the business, okay? So when you build the Ascension model and you have the accurate data, you can scale more aggressively, you can outspend everyone else, and it doesn't matter if Facebook changes a little, if costs go up, okay?